Welcome to the Beauty Moves podcast. I am your host, Coyetta Tamara, and your guide on this transformative journey. This podcast is your ultimate destination for inspiration, actionable strategies, and real talk conversations about building a successful business while becoming the best version of yourself. We'll dive into topics that empower you to elevate your skills, grow your brand, and navigate the challenges of entrepreneurship with confidence. You will hear from industry experts, learn the secrets behind thriving businesses, and discover the mindset shifts that will set you apart in a competitive world. So whether you're starting out or looking to take your business to the next level, you're in the right place. Together, let's take bold action and make your vision a reality. Let's make beauty moves. Hello, everybody. It's so nice to be back. Today, I took some time off to enjoy my summer. And now we are here, and I want to let you in on some things that happen in life as a human, right? I know we are in a world of AI, but it's still very human based. So I want to share some things that AI could never have. And that's talking about hitting a wall. That's talking about things that happen in your mind, in your body, because we're more than one thing in this world, right? So I wrote a book and I wanted to let you guys in on how it came about. Essentially, as I said, I hit a wall and not just like a little bump, like a real wall. I was done. My mind and my body was like, girl, we're finished, right? And when you're there and you're trying to juggle many things at once, juggling clients, pouring into everyone else, your business, being the strategist with all the answers can be quite difficult when you're navigating different stressors and things in life that you never saw coming. Like it took me out, right? And while feeling spiritually and mentally empty, it's quite a challenge. So let's talk about what it really means to hit a wall. And essentially, a mental wall is when your thoughts stop cooperating with you. You're struggling. Your thoughts are, it's like you're between two different identity of thoughts, right? Your emotions feel stuck. You're up and down. Your clarity disappears because you're so clouded, you know, you can't focus on one thing. You can't do things very well. And when you're in this state, it's actually also hard to compartmentalize your life because everything is bleeding into the other. And your self talk becomes harsh, right? You can't not talk nicely to yourself. You can't see yourself in a light. And you know what to do, but you cannot make yourself do it. You're in a state of fog, a state of like ill repair. Like what I went through was so hard and I couldn't go any further. I literally just laid in bed, cried, um, prayed. I tried to build myself back together, and it honestly took some time. It maybe took about 2 years or so. But also, this time is when, God allows everything allowed to go silent so he can speak. So I did use that time to draw closer to God, right? Hey friend, if you've been holding a lot lately, Beauty and Beyond Chats is for you. It's where we talk about real stuff that's faith, mental health, and staying grounded while chasing our purpose. We're gathering soon, and there's a seat waiting for you. Tap the link in the show notes to join. This episode of Beauty Moves Podcast is brought to you by Zensurance, because building your dream business is exciting, but protecting it is essential. Whether you're a stylist, salon owner, content creator, or service-based boss, Zensurance offers business insurance quotes that fits your unique needs. They make it simple, affordable, and stress-free to get protected so you can scale without fear. Click the link in the show notes to get your free quotes in minutes. That's Zensurance, insurance designed for business owners like us. That's the moment that you realize, man, I can't keep going. I can't keep living like this. So if you're ever in this moment, let's say for you, you're sitting somewhere, at home, maybe in the office, and it hits you that you can't keep living like this. I had that moment. As I said, I cried. I don't, I didn't know I could cry that much in my life. Praying, right? Between everything, between the tears. I was overwhelmed with what I was experiencing, and I felt like I was unraveling. And I wanted so badly to heal, but I clearly wasn't there yet because everything was so fresh. And that's really how the book came about, because I was in a messy state. And God, quite frankly, told me to like sit down, like do nothing. And I was like, okay. For me, if anyone knows me, that's hard for me to just sit and do nothing. I'm like, what? Whatever stage of life I'm in, I'm always doing something. Y'all, I think I have a touch of like ADHD. I'm not even lying to you. I haven't formally figured that out. But with the way like I transitioned into this hyper person, I need to look at that. Side note. So what happens as well when you hit a wall every day, you start overthinking your next step, doubting your life, and in business you start doubting your prices because you're carrying way too much alone, and you get on to ignore the signs of burnout. Because part of what happened is I actually was flamed out. This was a time that COVID was happening, right? So I was dealing with people carrying in a very high leadership position that I was in. I was dealing with people carrying different types of emotions that I had to navigate, as well as my own, but also familial relationships as well that I was navigating, and those took precedent over that. But in the midst of all that, it was very challenging, right? So you've all been there pretending everything is fine because people are watching, but inside you are dying, right? And when I hit the floor, God did not shame me. I was ashamed, but God did not shame me. He actually steadied me, right? And he told me to rest, like I told y'all, reset. I drew closer to God. I you know how some people, when they're going through something, they turn outwardly? Well, I didn't do that. I turned inwardly, and that's the journey I've been on. And so I started writing. And I remember a long time ago, when I went through a bad breakup, that I wrote like a book of poetry. I believe I still have it. And I did not know that's something I was capable of because I was never a writer. I wouldn't fancy myself to be a writer, as I was telling someone the other day. Like, that's not a skill set that I would put on a resume, right? So I just put pen to paper and started writing, and it became healing. It became something that I was doing every day. It became like a higher consciousness speaking through me, and I would write wherever I was, home, even sometimes stop the car to write down what I was getting. And it just turned into something that was really beautiful. So I want you to ask yourself, because sometimes walls are not necessarily as, they might not be as intense as mine, but what walls have you been avoiding? And what has God been whispering while you're been busy surviving, right? What have you heard? What have you seen? How are you operating in the life you currently live? What are the signs you're ignoring? Because your body will tell you. And my body told me to stop. Like, I was drained. As I said, I spent so much time crying. I that's hard to say out loud because even though I'm an emotional person, like, I'm not afraid to express myself, this is a different type of platform to express that, because it's not a family member. It is, y'all, I love y'all. but we don't know each other. We don't have that personal relationship to express that side for me. So that's a very uncomfortable. Um, that's a very vulnerable part of myself to reveal. But that's the truth, y'all. I was broken. I was broken, and that's what hitting a wall does. It opens you up. It it shows you yourself in a very tender way, and it, if you allow it, it gives you the space to heal, to use those moments to be introspective and to heal and to find your piece of healing, because not everyone heals the same, right? Not everyone battles things the same. Not everyone looks at what that even means in the same way, because we're all so different, right? Healing and having that type of revelation looks different for all of us. But that is what birthed the book for me, and I wanted to open up the kind of the thoughts I went through to get to where I am today. And it's also not just, healing from a personal perspective. It does also carry business elements, because as I look over the book, I realize, and, coaching other people, strategizing and things of that nature, I realize that when I'm with my clients, I do see elements of these in them and through them, and I've experienced them, as I said. And I believe it's healing on many different levels. So, on a personal perspective and also in your business. So, I want you to hit the link in the show notes to make the order. If you can relate to anything I've said today about just having a moment where you hit the wall because you're so overextended, you've been hurt in a way that you never expected. Yeah, respond back to me in this episode and share your story with me. I'd love to hear that. And as I said, use the link in the show notes to pre-order my book. And the name of the book is called Brain Interrupted: Outsmarting the Five Mental Traps Holding You Back, available on Amazon. And I would love for you to pre-order the book and message me, DM me at I am Coyetta. Until next time, take care. Bye bye. Thank you for tuning into the Beauty Moves podcast. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, as this helps improve my ranking. Take care. Until next time.